I got some tweezers that I'll pry them out with. And I was sitting there like digging them all out.
And he was trying to do it. He was like, I could do it myself. He's like, no. He's just fucking digging in this random dude's leg.
That's definitely a cop. I'm going 80. Big ass jackrabbit.
Yeah, go get the gun. No, he's mad. Ready for round 2, bitch?
Go ahead, drink it. Go ahead.
Nice.
Just spilled it all over the floor?
It just spilled all over me. So it spilled all.
Nah, alright. I'm going outside to the nice wine-free patio. Alright, we're back. Oh, my back hurts so bad. Out back here in the excruciatingly bright patio. Sorry, I'm trying to level her out. Sean might be joining me in a minute. We're just gonna do a day. What day is it? Sunday? I guess technically day 3 and 4. Just a little quick update. I don't know where we just went and ate. It was oh god, I had a weird name. Where did we just go and eat? What the
some Western Cafe? Something Western Cafe?
Something Western Cafe. I'm gonna look that up real fast just to shout them out, because that was good f***ing food.
Oh, we're a loser.
Breakfast and brunch restaurants. Larry and Mitt's Western Cafe. Or Milt's. Larry and Milt's.
Yeah, that's it. I mean this York peppermint patty too.
God damn it. Hold on. Trying to make it a little easier for all of us to be on cam. Oh,
man. That's totally York and minty.
Ugh. So we went on the Goat Valley Trail. Goat Valley Trestle Trail.
It sucked.
It sucked. We were out there for, I think we left at 1:30 on the trail. And we got back at like 7. Like, rough. And you think, oh, 6 hours. You went a long distance. No. We got
6 miles.
Yeah, pretty much. And that wasn't like we're slow, like a mile an hour slow. We got to like the
We spent like 3 hours looking for where the fuck we were supposed to go.
Yeah, if you ever go on the trail and you're like, hey, how do you get around this first thing? Bring a GPS and read it, for the love of God. Just recommend a GPS highly on that trail. If you don't bring a GPS, don't worry. Every trail you think it is, it's not that one. It's literally like if you go to the tunnel and you're like, oh, this is blocked, and you're riding a bike, go backwards from where the tunnel, and the closest trail to your right, going back away from the tunnel, that's the trail you want to go onto.
We spent multiple hours trying to get around this tunnel because it was blocked off.
Yes.
And in the process got 2 flat tires, and this guy didn't bring any good wrenches.
Oh, no.
So we couldn't replace them.
Pittsburgh doesn't make any good wrench sets.
So anyways, we couldn't replace the tires because we didn't have any good wrench sets. And I had a Gerber, which I could have done, but I lost it.
Yeah, Gerber's gone.
I lost it, and I was pissed off, and eventually we just left the bikes and walked.
Yeah, there's like a very small gap, and we were like, oh, we can go through. And I said, no, I don't think I can fit. So then eventually I was like, you know what? I think I can go through that. So we just ditched the bikes, and I squeezed through. I almost, I didn't bring it out here, but I have a gallon jug inside that I brought for the trip, thankfully, because we ran out of water a couple times. And so there were two times where I'm not good at riding bikes, I guess. I'm just not used to it. And first time, Bike flew down the hill. I was like, oh, I jumped off, bailed. That's the first tumble. The big jug took a huge hit, and then the second time was right after that. That was on the right side of the trail. On the left side of the trail, I was going back, and the jug was loose, so it just kept doing this, and I like pushed off on my left foot, and all the weight just went around the side, and I was like, whoa, what? And I fell off, or almost fell down a cliffside, and I was like, hey, Shaw, you need to come back here. I'm gonna die. So we tied it off, and
that's probably when I lost my Gerber, when I was digging through my bag looking for something.
Possibly, because we did use the Gerber at that moment. That's the last time I remember seeing it. There was also when we had to go stay at the I think it's called De Anza or something like that, some kind of resort where clothing is optional, and we were under the impression that it'd be like a bunch of like rich hot women.
No, and I just saw an old man dick.
Yeah, I saw one old fat guy's penis, and I was like, awesome. Yeah, then I'm trying to think what all happened on the trail. I think I wrote all this down. It's just a blur. It was not even like that bad. Like, there was a couple of like if you go and you're like, oh, we're gonna start where these guys did at the resort. It's pretty nice. Just go talk to the guy up front. He'll direct you, unless you get to that part where we were lost for an hour. Then good luck.
And in the process of looking for the trail, Quinn comes back after scouting ahead, and he says, hey, I found the way. We're already past the tunnel. I was like, we're past the tunnel? There's no way. So we follow this fucking mountain range, going through brushes and rocks and stuff, and cutting underneath a barbed wire fence, only to come out at the beginning of the tunnel.
So it's
and that was a trail we took from him that we popped our tires.
I don't know if my tire popped, but his tire for sure popped there. When I came back, so I don't know if my tire popped there because it was like flat, like the whole tire was gone. And that was after we came back, because he locked the bikes, and I don't know if you did or didn't lock them, like change the code. But when we came back, the code was identical to how to unlock it. And he was like, I think someone's messing with our bikes. And then I got on mine and started going away, and I looked down, I'm like, this isn't riding at all. What's happening? I looked down, and the front tire's gone. It's just on the ground. I was like, oh, cool, nice. So I have to now walk this thing back. Have you ever walked the trail? The first couple trestles, I even read online, they're like, the first ones you're gonna be nervous, but after that, like, you get used to it. And that's 100% true. Like, the first couple trestles, I was like, oh, this is sketchy. Like, I've done some sketchy stuff, this sucks. The first couple ones are like the worst because they have these huge gaps. I don't know if that's just because of where it's at location-wise and it's just been untouched, or if that's because everyone walks on those. Couldn't tell you, but there's like I saw like one or two rail ties or whatever, the wood that's just gone, and I can walk that. My bike, heavy, like way heavier than his bike. So
we were gonna try to pump up the tire to see if it hold air, like if it was just a small leak, see if it held air just enough for us to get back.
Forgot about that.
But somebody decided to super glue the cap on, and we could not get it off.
Dude, it sucked. Like those tires are brand new, those tubes are brand new, and the twist cap was brand new, and I got it on and off before I had to like pump up the tires, but I guess like
super glued on.
Yeah,
super glued it on.
Yeah, someone came around and epoxied the stuff closed, so that was cool. And we could have got it off, but Gerber was gone, so that was awesome. What made me the most mad was just the fact we had a GPS the whole time, and the GPS showed the trail, and we just ignored it. Like, no.
Well, I looked at it, but I didn't know what all these symbols were, so I was just like, well, whatever.
I was under the impression that his...
Was it the purple one? That was a trail, or the green one?
So we were the blue one, and then like there's like a maroon dots going around. That was the trail, and then there's the railway.
Well, I saw the purple one. I thought it went through the railway.
I think the purple was the railway.
Oh. Well, anyways, I looked at it, but I didn't understand it. So it's this guy's fault.
Yeah, my bad. There were some sketchy areas too. Like out there, it was like when we started walking, it was super nice. We met a couple of guys who
were higher than f***.
They're high. It's so high. We were like sitting. Okay, back it up. When we got to the first area and we couldn't figure out how to get past it, I was like, okay, do we just like call it here and go back, or we keep going? And there's like a couple that came like before after we got there, and they're like, "Hey guys," and they went through the tunnel and they went back, and they like, "Yeah, we're leaving now." And I was like, "All right, do we go with them and leave, or do we keep going?" He was like, "Keep going." I was like, "Okay." So we kept going, and when we got through a few more trestles, we got to like this area where we were like taking a break, and some guys came up, and like they had like 3 flat tires. 1 tire out of 2 bikes was just operational.
Well, actually, all the tires are flat on their bikes.
Really?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh my god, never mind. I thought there was 1 operational tire. I stand corrected. I just remember seeing like the guy in the back. Both his like tires were just blown out, just like completely shredded the tire wall.
So apparently they made it all the way to 16 miles, and on the way back they actually lost 6 tires because the guy brought 2 spare tires and replaced them, and then he lost those spare tires too. So
yeah, and then the tubes we had, we were gonna offer, but they were 2 different sizes for 2 different bikes. So we was like, they might not do any good. And those poor dudes, like they ran into like a cactus. Like this guy, I didn't even see this guy's. I saw one guy's, like the front guy's leg, and on his left leg was just like all cut up to like no end. And I was like, dang, that looks rough. And then Shaw goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Who's he talking to?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I hit a cactus." And I saw like enhanced on his right leg, and it's just like
cactus spines.
Oh my god,
his leg looked like a cactus.
Yeah, it was rough. There were just prods everywhere. So I was like, "Come here, I got some tweezers." Well, I gotta clean the tweezers, but I got some tweezers that I'll pry him out with. And I was sitting there like digging them all out.
And he was trying to do it. He was like, "I could do it myself." He's like, "No." He's just fucking digging in this random dude's leg.
Yeah, I looked up and I pulled one out and started bleeding. I was like, "All right, genuine question. Do you have AIDS?" And he goes, "No, I'm clean." I was like, "Okay, good." And I just kept going for it. And I know not supposed to litter on a trail. Fully understand that. But I'm not going to
carry around a blood-soaked rag.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I had some napkins, and I washed his wound, and I put some Neosporin on the napkin, and I wiped it down. So I was like, okay, that'll at least help it a little bit. I looked down, it's just like all blood, and I just threw it into the wind. Like, that's gone. Meanwhile, like his friend had a Q-tip or a cotton ball, and he just put it in his pocket. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with this dude's blood. Yeah, so far, outside of not going to that trestle, I mean, the trail was nice. It was way, way colder than everyone thought it would be. Everyone's like, it's 145 degrees.
It was 80 degrees and it was windier than fuck. It felt great.
So awesome. And it was like, the sun sucked, and I think the worst part was like my traps have been hurting like for like a week, and then just looking down and just like really made them mad. But overall, solid trail. We were vastly underprepared to go on it, despite our preparedness being high. It was.
If we would have had a wrench, it would have been better.
Yeah, a wrench would have been solid.
And because I was like, so he has a wrench set, so I'll just take one of those wrenches out that fits the bike. Nope, didn't have a single wrench on that wrench set that fit the bike, so we're just like, we're fucked. I just bought all these spare tires for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, not for no reason. We can get it fixed when we get home. Yeah, it does suck.
I bought that bike specifically for this trip, and I used it for a total of a mile. Yeah. Didn't even get a chance to ride it back because I was walking with him.
Yeah, his flat was like air up. He could air it up and be fine. Mine was, you just couldn't get the thing off to air it up. We had no way to get it up, which sucks. Yeah, I don't really have a reason to not come back to California, but the rules here are weird. Like when we were driving, like just to start off the day, he lost his phone. Is it inside still?
Yeah.
Okay, so his phone was. We went to go stop by a casino to take a smoke break, and that's a big ass ant. I've been staring at this thing. It looks like a cat. It's terrifying. We went by a casino to take a smoke break, and when we were driving back, that thing lasted a long time.
Not really. You're just going slow.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
I left it on top of the car, and as soon as we entered the on-ramp to the highway, you heard a thump. I was like, what was that? And we're like trying to figure out what it was. And then I look over, and I see my phone flying off the side of the window. I was like, oh. And then the music stopped playing. I was like, oh.
Yeah, on my side, I was driving, and I heard, I was like, what the hell is that? And I look over, and there's a dark rectangle just slowly and just going down my windshield. I was like, is that always been there? Is that on my side? And then I look back, it's gone. He goes, what was that? I was like, I think it's your phone.
And then the music stopped playing.
Stopped. And then we're like, oh. So I had to stop, and he's like, where'd it go? Like, I think it's like 40 feet that way.
So the phone and the phone case were like 40 feet away from each other. So I could see the phone case, and I was walking towards it. And then he was like, hey! I turned around, and my phone's actually next to the car. I was like, what the fuck?
In the middle of the road. Luckily, no one came out and like hit it.
So the glass was all f***ed up. There was like holes in the screen, but it still worked. So yeah, I bought one like an hour ago. I bought a new one.
Yeah, and then I gaslit him into buying a really expensive screen protector that he messed up putting on about 4 times.
I didn't want.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Good, you should.
I feel bad that it was $40. I don't feel bad telling you to get a screen protector.
The screen protector was as much as the case.
Yeah, it should not have been that much. It should have been like a $10 screen protector, and I didn't know that. I thought it was 18, so I was like, that sucks. And then I read 40. I'm like, tell him no. What? I double gaslit him. Which is terrible.
I don't want this anymore.
You poured that whole glass. He took one.
Tastes good.
So that was like
shit though. That's gonna.
That'll put out your cigarettes.
It's gotta take a shit. It's gonna mess me up.
So that was the first thing, and then after that, we got on the highway, and I was like, oh yeah, it's 70, whatever. So I put on cruise control and I let my car go. And in front of me, or no, I didn't put on cruise control at this point. I was going 82 on 70. And I saw behind me in the distance, I was like, that's a cop. That's definitely a cop. I'm going 82. Big ass jackrabbit.
Yeah.
Hold on. See if I can get a video of it.
Go get the gun.
There you go. Good job.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wrap this up so Shaw can
take a
juice.
Go brown.
We got on the highway, and it was the cop behind us going 12 over. I was like, oh my god, I have to slow down right now. There's a cop behind me. So like I get down in speed, put on cruise control at that point. I'm going like 70.
And then he zoomed past us going like 90.
Dude, this cop was hauling ass.
And he was like going in between lanes and shit. And then
there's a big diesel beside us.
Well, before he passed us, I looked at him and we made eye contact, and he gave me like a fucking ugly ass look, like, and then kept driving. Like,
yeah, and he made a point that like every person we passed by, I haven't paid attention to this because I just don't look at other cars, I guess, like, or don't look in their car, but like everyone would like look at us like,
and they would give us like a death stare, and I just fucking look at them back. I'm like, you know, fucking fight.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know if it's a Texas thing or something, but I just don't care about your people in your car. There's sometimes where like I come to a stop and I'm like, who is that person, that POS that drove beside us? But yeah, zooming around us like a madman. And I'm like, God, Jesus, like, calm down. And there was a diesel that was like diagonal of us.
Who was going the speed limit. He was 100%. Yes. He was like going the same speed we were.
We were not catching up to this guy. We were just like neck and neck, or not neck and neck, just even in speed. And I didn't see this happen, but Shaw goes, he waved at the cop, so he just goes like
he drives, so the cop like is going on between lanes, and he gets in front of us, and at one point he's in front of us, and then the diesel's next to him, and he comes up to the diesel, and the diesel just like, they're just waving at him, and then the cop pulls him over, and I was like, well, don't wave at cops.
Don't know the rules here.
Don't make eye contact. Just don't look at them.
Yeah, just don't acknowledge cops. They're not there. And he was like, he had his lights on like for like, I don't know, a mile. And Shaw's like, is he pulling him over? I was like, yes, he's pulling him over. I don't think that guy knows. I have no idea. They're also like, for some reason, I made a point in my last vlog to say how the women here are like very pretty. The border patrol women, both coming into California and going like away from the border. Oh my god! Like I said, the Native American chick was like hot last time. She's hot, and then there was another chick at the border, and I was like,
gorgeous.
What is happening? A gorgeous woman. So, lady, if you're out there, hit this guy up. that was
hot.
That was pretty much it that I can think of off the top of my head. I didn't get heat stroke like I thought I would. I had a headache all day. I thought it was heat stroke. Oh, there's a bee. A bee tried to kill me. We were like, he's trying to kill me right now.
It's not a bee. I don't know what the that is.
Well, I thought it was this whole thing at you, buddy.
No, he's mad. Ready for round 2, big? Okay, he's gone.
Bee tried to kill me on the track. I've never been stung by a bee, so I don't know if I'm allergic or not. And I didn't want to find out 6 miles from civilization with no signal. And I just had like a right in my ear. And
I
I was
like freaking the. I'm telling him to stop because he had like a shirt like this on.
Yeah, I had a tank, but under that I had like a long shirt, and then I had a tank over it.
The bee stuck. It was on his back, but the bee stung right on the seam right here. So the bee was stuck there, and its guts were hanging out. And I was like trying to get away from its stinger.
Swinging it the whole time.
So I smacked the shit out of it, and it went away. And I pulled the stinger out, but it stung him in the specific spot where it didn't go through his clothing. So.
Thankfully, yeah, that thing was out for me. And then after that, just bees everywhere. Bees were trying to like swarm me. And when we went to that place today, Larry and Milt's, great food, but we were in this corner, and there was like 1,000 flies.
We were underneath the AC vent, so all that flies were hanging out there.
It's like a chipmunk. Dude, I love the nature out here. It's so cool. Last time I did a vlog, I was sitting right here talking to the camera, and right over there is a chipmunk, cute little bugger. And I have a video on my phone. I don't know what it was. Looking at it now, I'm like, oh, that might be a chipmunk or something. But it definitely like flew in, like it went and like landed, and then started sprinting away. I was like, what? I was like, what is happening? Maybe it didn't fly in, but it definitely looked bipedal like a bird. I don't know. It's wild. Love the nature here. There's a huge jackrabbit that I showed you on camera, but that thing might have been as big as Buscemi.
Wish I had a pop gun. Or what's it called? The pellet guns.
Yeah. Good problem. Kabow! I got her 45s.
No, we don't.
I mean, no, we don't.
No guns in California. Also, you know what f***ing sucks? Is goddamn California took away my menthol cigarettes. And so I bought a pack of cigarettes, and it's the same brand, but instead of it being menthol, it was this. You can't have menthol flavor, so it was something called Tropical Oasis, and it was a mix of pine needle and vanilla and bullshit. And that was the nastiest tasting cigarettes that's all I have. So it tastes like shit, my pants smell like shit, and now I just don't want to smoke. And it sucks. Actually, I have them right here. I have my right here. You got Tropical Oasis. What kind of flavor is Tropical Oasis? Tell me what that tastes like, because I don't know. And these suck.
Grabs another one.
Smell like shit.
Family friendly show. It's okay, guys. It's gonna be like beep 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 beep. Just,
you bleep out the cusses?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
For vlogs, it's okay. It makes it funnier, more organic.
Well, since you're already doing it.
It's our neighbor's out over there. Anyways. Alright. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
I gotta go take a shit.
I'm behind the toads.
You wanna join me? Come on.
Bye, guys.